Naughty Dripple, you are crazy. Hey, how you doing there? So welcome back to the channel. We're gonna take a look today at some vintage, just memory nostalgia type things that's sold in my online store. First up is this item that I'm taking a last look at because I'm sad to see it go. It is a Sunday newspaper from my local newspaper here in Madison, Wisconsin, from the Wisconsin State Journal, and it is from 1954. So these are the Sunday comics, the full issue, with all kinds of comics that aren't even really ones that I remember anymore. So somebody bought this, and that's gonna be going out today. Next, I have 3 items that sold together that date all the way back to the 1960s. It is a set of frame tray puzzles. Now, they're themed in the sense that they are part of a series that involve earthworms. I'm not sure if this is part of some sort of cartoon or maybe some sort of schoolhouse book or something, but there was a whole series of them, and 3 of them sold, and it has earthworms, and they all seem to be involving them going to school. This one here is an earthworm teaching a class to a bunch of bugs and worms. This one here is 2 worms going to their first day of school. I'm just assuming it's the first day of school. I don't know their backstory. And the next one is the worm going home to their house, which is an apple. All I know is that they date back to the 1960s, and those are going out together. Next is a true icon in the cartoons of the 90s. Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers. I love doing that every time I get a Chip and Dale thing. This is a record and book set of Chip and Dale, the Rescue Rangers, and it's from one of the TV episodes for The Case of the Flying Carpet. Now, this book did not have the record, but I enjoyed that it was a Chip and Dale episode, and it still has some of the great drawings of the characters from the television show that started on the Disney Channel. And then sticking with the children's television and book theme, I have this book from the 1960s of the television show Lassie, and this one is called Lassie Finds a Friend. Lassie, of course, was a television show that starred a dog, and I think it started in the 50s, and this book is from the 60s. I don't know. So this book is an illustrated version of this live-action TV show. Here's Lassie and his boy Timmy. They're greeting somebody that's showing up to the farm. And then you have Lassie and the new person, and they're interacting, and of course I'm assuming something weird happens. Lassie has to save them, and you know, then they're saved by the dog, because that's what the dog did. It was a hero. It looks like, if I'm just guessing here, that this little girl's doll probably washed away into the lake, and I bet you that Lassie went and saved it. Although this kind of just looks like a children's head floating in the river. That's a weird shot right there. And then let's switch gears from books to another media. It is a 45 record from the television show Romper Room. Now, Romper Room was kind of a mixture of like what Sesame Street or Captain Kangaroo or even the Electric Company was, except that it had a children's audience and they would teach them games. And they had a whole series of toys, games, books, and records and all kinds of other things. I've got a few of them in my collection. And this one is Sing the Happy Romper Room Songs. So that was the other thing they would do too, is it was kind of like a kindergarten classroom on television. It was a weird show. All I remember is that the theme song went rompity rompity romper room. That's about the extent of what I remember, because it was kind of coming to an end when I was a kid. And then lastly is just a weird item I picked up because there were a whole bunch of them and I thought they were kind of neat. So in my random toy bin, I have the thing that sold today, which is a alligator snout. So I was at an estate sale and there was just a table filled with different animal snouts like this one, had a string on it. They only fit over the nose, so you go like that. When I got them and I was checking out and I was buying the stuff, 2 different people saw that I had them and they started like bidding over like, I'll buy those from you, I'll take them right now. And I'm like, they're just weird little snouts and they were just freaking out over them. So I was like, well, now I have to get them. And I just keep selling them. They're just a weird little thing. I know nothing about them. I don't know where they're from, why they are. But just wanted to point out that another one of these sold today because they're just weird. So thank you for joining me on this trip down memory lane of the different vintage pop culture games, books, toys, and other items that I sold today. If you're enjoying this show, don't forget to follow this channel at thepopcultureroadshow.com, or if you want to see some of the other things in my collection, go to thepopcultureroadshow.com and check out my store, and you can see all the items that I have for sale.